So we're back with another story time. Yay! If you haven't seen my last one, I recommend you do. It explains how I got into animating and art. So this story time is going to be one from back in my school days. Elementary, I should say.
Hi. Nameless here. Was never mentioned by Jake, so I thought I'd clarify before we continue with the story. This story is made up and isn't real. You'll find out the joke at the end of the story. This was inspired by a video I've shown Jake once that was like basically a 10-minute joke. Okay, let's start the story now, shall we?
So, one weekend I was watching the TV show Friends, right? I didn't really watch it all back then, but I was 12. I still watch Friends a lot today, but back then I didn't watch it all that much. It was more or less so my brother for whatever reason. So, one weekend he had it on the telly, yeah? And this one part came on where Phoebe changed her name. I was like, yo, I want to change my name too. That sounds cool. So I looked up on my old computer how to change your name and found out that it was basically too much effort. So I found some form thingy off of Google Images and printed it off at the library using their printers because I didn't have one at the time. I went back home and went up to my brother all like, hey bro, hey mate, could you maybe sign this for me as if it were being signed by someone important or something? So he did, and I put the forms in my backpack. I didn't watch the full episode of Friends as I rushed to do my own thing during a commercial break, so I asked Luke if he remembered what Phoebe changed her name to. And so the next Monday at school, I was going to have it so that I was no longer responding to insert dead name here, and I would only respond to Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. I didn't even tell anyone. I wanted to wait for someone to ask me why I wasn't responding just so I could say, oh yeah, I changed my name. And then show them the fake forms. So eventually everyone kinda got fed up with me ignoring them, yeah? One of my friends, who we'll just call Timmy for this story, went up to me and asked if he had done anything to upset me, and if so, he was gonna apologize, but not now because I was beginning to seem kind of rude and annoying, and if he did something wrong, I should have just said something instead of ignoring him. He basically said something like, dead name, did I do something to upset you or something? Because I was gonna say sorry earlier, but now that I think about it, you could have just said something instead of ignoring me. It makes you seem like the bad guy, and I think I might just leave you alone the rest of the day. Obviously, he used my dead name, so I just sort of looked around confused, as if trying to look towards the person he was talking to. So, after a long and painful day of that, and being yelled at by the teachers for not responding to them, it was the end of the school day, and I went home with Luke. He was nice enough and used my new name, but that's only because he knew about it. So, anyways, the next day rolls around and I get an idea. Instead of just ignoring people when they use my dead name, I could just ask them and say, hey, you keep mentioning this dead name, and you keep talking to them, but whenever I look around, I just can't see who you're talking to. Is there someone new at this school or something? So my friend Timmy goes, um, that's literally you? Are you feeling okay? Or because I don't know how to respond to that. And I tell him, no, I haven't been dead name since last week, so you must be talking about someone else. So Timmy just stands there looking at me like I just said the most stupidest thing ever, and goes, no you did not. I whip out my backpack and pull out the fake forms that I had my brother sign and show them to Timmy, and went, shabam! Perfect timing too, because my brother happened to walk by and said, yo, banana hammock, sup? I look back to my friend and confidently just go, yup, you are talking to Princess Consuela Banana Hammock in the flesh. So Timmy just looks at me, disbelief, right? And he just goes, you have got to be kidding me. And I sigh at his stupidity and say, no, I'm Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. And that's it. That's the end. I eventually watched the rest of that Friends episode and realized what the name means and changed back to my old name after ripping up the form I had. And that's pretty much that. See you in the next one, guys. Cue the outro.